So the ark was absolutely enormous. But was it big enough? How many animals would you have to go on it, including those dinosaurs? Would those dinosaurs fit? Well, keep in mind, folks, we don't need to put 2 deerhounds and dachshunds and 2 Dalmatians, 2 lion dogs. We certainly don't need poodles on board the ark, right? No, all you need is 2 dogs. That's all you need. Because you can get all these different breeds from 2 dogs. What's the same way with the dinosaurs? You don't need 2 Triceratops, 2 Leptoceratops, 2 Penosaurus, 2 Monoclonius. You don't need all those different, what are probably breeds, but in any case, we think they're all the same Genesis kind. So you just need 2 ceratopsians, 2 of that kind of dinosaur. And so although there are over 600 dinosaur names, we think there are only about 50 Genesis kinds, and you can get a lot of those different breeds afterwards. So only about 100 dinosaurs on board the ark. But would they fit? How could you get those big dinosaurs in the ark? Well, keep in mind, although some dinosaurs got very big, most of them were very small, like little Compsognathus, which is about the size of a chicken. So dinosaurs, average size might have been the size of a sheep or pony, something like that. They weren't that big on average. Now, there were a few kinds that got pretty big, like the big sauropods. And those tended to get very, very big. But if you think about it, even the largest sauropod dinosaur started out very small. Because dinosaurs laid eggs. The largest eggs we find are about this big. Turns out you can't make an egg bigger than that anyway, physically. Because as you make the egg bigger, you have to make the shell thicker to support its own weight. And then if you make the shell too thick, you can't get oxygen into it. So you can't make an egg bigger than a certain size. Physically, it doesn't work. So of course the dinosaur eggs couldn't be much bigger than that, which means when the dinosaurs first hatched, how big were they? About this big. They got to fit in that egg. So that even the largest sauropods started out very small. Now, the only purpose for having the animals on board the ark was to preserve their kinds. All they had to do was reproduce after the flood. So do you think God would have taken the oldest and largest dinosaurs? Not at all. Why would he take senior citizens when he could take just these young ones, right? It makes sense if their only purpose is to reproduce after the flood. So if we added up the mammals, well, the mammals there are about 7,000 kinds if we estimate the number of kinds. Birds, maybe 4,000 to 5,000. Reptiles, including the dinosaurs, 3,000 to 4,000 reptiles. We add them up, about 16,000 animals on board the ark, only 100 of which are dinosaurs. We calculate the space available. We know the space available, the Bible tells us. We estimate the space required from each of the kinds. Birds don't take up too much space because they're small. Mammals take up the most because they're the most of them. The reptiles, including the dinosaurs, only take up about 15% of the ark, maybe 16%. So the animals would have taken up about half of the ark, about half. And you say, well, what's the other half for? Well, not only for people, but also for food. They had to put food on board the ark. And I think there was room for more people on board the ark. Now, God knew which people would reject him, but from our perspective, so that he would say that, he didn't decline salvation to anyone, he might have made it big enough for more people as well.